Microphone is on. There we go. Welcome everyone. We are at the final round for what is to be the LNR Icy Veins and Fired Up Spirits. We are just here in practice. We are about to get ready to go into qualifying. It is an interesting setting as we have the variable weather set on level 7, which is quite high, and then we've got 0.15 settings for cloud, for rain, and almost 0.5 for cloud. So it's all quite extensive and extreme. And as you can see, we've gone from wet to no rain in less than 2 minutes. So this is going to be quite interesting when we get into the actual race to see how this all unfolds for a 70-minute event. Looking forward to it because it's going to be unpredictable and it's going to be quite something to experience. Okay, while we just wait here for the boys for the server to jump on over, just want to jump into the stream myself here, just make sure that the stream is happening and it's going, and make sure everyone can hear me. How's Kaylin? Mr. Silencer saying this is going to be a screw up. Well, you are probably not wrong, my friend. Like I said, luckily I am not the one that has set these settings. So for once, Paul the Wall did not come up with the crazy. This is what the boys will be racing in on Monday at SRSA, as our championship has followed the ERA and SRSA calendars, and we've kind of tried to keep the weather settings as close to theirs as possible for whatever they put out for the series. So yeah, if we have a look at the points, let's just grab it here. So currently we have Jason Farmer on 126 points. We've got Ruan Heineke on 123, and then you've got Divan Hyman on 117. Then you've got Ulrich the Hammer de Jager on 116. Then Terence the Pit Lane. He stole the pit board last week, so we're going to call him Terence the Terrible in 109. He's equal on points with Avar. Then you've got Sunjan on 107. We will see if he wrecking balls us again this week or if the boys will survive. Then we've got Johnny Ferreira on 103 and Wayne Ferreira on 103. So that is quite nice to see. Then you've got Veranos on 97, Sheldon Aguilas on 97, and Rob van der Heever on 95, and then Rosenveld on 92, Lucas Hubert on 89, Cameron Thompson 88, Johan van der Venter 86, Musa on 82, and Andre Serodio on 82, and then Daniel Gerling on 81. Ari Venter 77, Kalen Mawa 77, Mordre Klaasse 49, Mr. Gav 45, and Berries 43, Jude 42. So I think that is probably covering the majority of the boys that will be racing here tonight. Need to see how this goes. So we've got Harry, that's quite far down because he didn't race. He's only done the previous round, and now he's doing this round again in the Bentley. I don't know why Harry is in the Bentley. Oh my soul! We are getting ready for qualifying, and it is wet. I would call that probably close to flooded. So let's just get the screens over here into broadcasting mode. There we go. So Farmer, first one out on track. As you will see, the majority of the field, of course, is running a black livery. This is in honor of one of our fallen sim racers who sadly passed away last night. So our dear friend Ryan Ottens. We will on the formation lap do a commemorative lap for him, and we will do a tiny little tribute on the long formation lap that we have set for this event. So just so that everyone understands why we currently have got a circuit full of majority black cars. So there's Ulrich de Jager, or better known, trying to convince him that he will be known as Ulrich the Hammer de Jager. Then we've got Gerry van Zyl in his black Bentley. Then Cameron Thompson in his black with the shades of pink. Ruan Heineke, one of the favorites for the championship here tonight. Then you've got Sheldon Agulas, who is sporting that actually looks quite nice with the silver, with the black and the gold. Then you've got Lucas Hubert, Veronos, Kalen Mawa. Then you've got Wayne Ferreira, you've got Mr. Rosenveld. Then you've got Avar, then Johan van de Venter, then you've got Johnny Ferreira, and Mr. Gav. So, let's see. Farmer being the first car on the grid, we will see who comes out, who puts down the best laps. So, there we go. Let's have the overall lap time set there so that we can see who does what. So, Farmer is starting off his flying lap. He goes into turn 1 where it is super wet, and that Ferrari looks like it was built to drive through the wet. Ulrich the Hammer, he looks a little bit sideways, but he's doing not too shabby. Gav coming through, and that freaking McLaren looks like it was built for this wet track. Whoa, Harry decides that the Bentley is not agreeing with this wet weather, and it has already gone farming. Cameron Thompson also did not make turn 1 and goes straight into the wall. Mr. Agulas coming through, and he's about to... Cameron Thompson almost had a rear end full of V8 power. That Porsche does look quite second hand. Seems like turn 1 is arguably looking to be a little bit of a tricky show here for the boys. Abar seems to be alright. Johnny coming through, looking good in his black Aston, but again running off track. There seems to be an extremely low amount of grip here. Mr. VDV in his car, and he is not looking like he is enjoying this at all. Then you got Jason coming through, getting ready to set his first flying lap. It does seem like he has kept it on circuit, but Ulrich the Hammer looks like he's a little bit closer to Jason. So let's see if Ulrich actually was able to set a better lap time in that Lambo than Jason in the 296. I think that'll be quite a shocker if Ulrich lays down a better lap than the 296. So 2-minute flat for Farmer. Look at the Jager, 1.4 seconds. Oh my soul. I was going to say sack, but we'll go with soul. Through comes Gav. He is starting his flying lap now. Harry starts his flying lap now after he decided to do a slight detour. Ruan coming through and puts it second by 0.077 behind Ulrich the Hammer de Jager. Woo! So Farmer will not get another lap as he has RTG'd back to the pits to try and figure out what pit stop does he need. Wayne has gone through and he has not set a lap. Caleb Mauer shows them why the Aston is a freaking monster in the wet and puts it on pole position, 0.3 quicker than De Jager. So Kalen is through. He will not get another lap. Cameron again goes off at turn 1. Not great. My daughter protesting here in the background because dad's getting way too excited and she is not happy with me. How's it, Antonio? Welcome to the stream. So boys are jumping into the pits. Agulas didn't set a time. Veronas is not setting a time. Wayne is still able to set a time. Johnny is currently on his flying lap. Mr. Johan van der Venter here hopefully will be able to set a lap. So Cameron did not set a lap. Ulrich and Ruan is still on flying lap. So they're going to get a second lap in. Not really sure how the second lap will look. I mean, in theory, it should be faster because he should have a bit more feel for the circuit. He should have a bit more traction going. Let's see what he lays down here to finish off his final flying lap. And he goes quicker, but not quick enough to steal pole position from... Now, where is Ruan? Ruan, we are looking for you. We cannot find you. Here comes Ruan. Let's see what Ruan lays down. And Ruan goes pole position. So, Ruan's plan to start this race from pole position, because he basically needs to finish ahead of Farmer to be able to steal this championship away from him. So, boys are on the grid. The race is currently set to be wet with current sunshine, but there's wet coming, so it will be interesting what the boys will start with. I would assume they will be starting with wets, so give me a second, I shall be back. Okay, as we are back, let's get things going. Just had to sort out the baby girl to make sure she is as happy as can be. So, as we obviously start the formation lap, guys, it is with a heavy heart that the sim racing community mourns one of its own today. We all found out sadly about the passing of Ryan Ottens, and from the entire community over at LNR, we would just like to say that our prayers and thoughts go out to the family. And I know this is a bit something different of a tradition, so as always, something from all side. As tradition with everyone in Shenanigans, we all know that we drink a shot for a friend. Ryan, as always, We always had our stories, we always had our fun. This will be the shot for you, and may you enjoy it wherever you are in this world or out of this world. And to you, my friend, that's yours, as always, from Paul the Wallside. Our condolences, and may you rest in peace, my friend. Cheers to you, looking upon us and enjoying the roads up in heaven on a two-wheel monster or in a sim rig that is made for dreams. Cheers. Wow. Thank you, guys. Now, as always, it's never easy dealing with stuff like that. So, the boys are doing their lap of honor in honor of Ryan tonight, and it is fantastic to see how the communities are coming together and the drivers in sim racing, as we might always fight on track, we might even fight off track, we might have words, we might have a lot of words, but we will always, in times of hardship, we will unite together. And as my great team leader, team owner and community owner Sean Buck always has said, sim racers, forever and always, we are one, and we will always race as one. So thank you to everyone in the community who has come together to take on this task of honoring a friend of all. And as you can see, everyone is currently lining up in their black cars. I see that Avar did not make the grid, and Wayne is starting from the pit, so we will just keep it here for a few seconds while the guys get going. That grid definitely was not set properly, but here we are going. We're gonna keep it on. I was gonna say we'll keep it in the back, but the Kalen and Ruan is going at it. These boys are already going at it. Why are we watching those guys in the back? They are coming out the pits. Things are getting Bentley running wide. Ruan P1, Mawa P2, Mr. The Hammer P3, and then you've got let's see who we are. Then we got Avar and Johnny Wayne bringing up the rear. Lucas is fighting it out with Veranos. Seems like everyone has made it through cleanly so far. No, we've got someone off. There's a few cars running off circuit there. There's a bit of chaos. Who's the other? Johan van der Venter is off. He has recovered and he's back on track. Lucas, Lucas goes for a spin. He does a full 360 now. That is some precision right there. Back with Ross and Veranos. Boys are going side by side. I'm trying to get back to the front because things are going down here in the front as Kalen is chasing down. Whoa, Ulrich took that corner. Kalen is all over Ruan at the moment. Where is Jason? Jason is in P4. He's going to have to step it up if he is planning on fighting for this championship, because whoever finishes ahead between him and Ruan is where things are going to get quite spicy. If we have a look. So, Jason's drop round was a 23-pointer and Ruan's drop round was a 36-pointer. So basically both of these boys, to be safe, you have to finish ahead of your teammate, because lo and behold, they are also teammates fighting it out here. Harry in his monstrous Bentley. Oh, I absolutely love that car. Just wish it would have a bit more grunt. Puts a wheel on the grass. He has Johnny side by side going into the chicane. Johnny takes a bit more of the inside curve there. He thinks it's going to be faster. Sheldon coming through in his Mustang. I mean, let's see how this Mustang, apparently it's the most horrific car to drive in the rain. So Sheldon's going to show us what he can do. Gav in his McLaren should be doing quite well, as the McLaren in the rain is supposed to be quite good. Then Cameron should be flying, as Porsche in the rain, that is a master of a car to be driving. Rosenfeld as well in the M4. Let's see how he gets on. Then you've got Wayne, then Avar coming up, and then Lucas, who did the stylish 360 in the back, and then Johan VDV. Varanos is back in the pits. He's had a pit stop, so he's doing his pit stop, getting it out the way so that he can just focus on the actual race. Kalen has passed Ruan. Oh, we missed that. Oh, crap, I'm a stupid commentator. Kalen locking up, running wide. He has Ruan behind him, and Ulrich and Farmer is definitely coming closer. So let's see here. Here we'll run with the active timing splits. Kalen running very, very wide. Ruan pulling in within 0.45 of Kalen. Kalen keeps locking up one of those front wheels that is probably going to cause a bit of a hassle for him. Yeah, Antonio, absolutely very nice from the boys here that they have done that. So quite cool and nice to see. So Kalen and Ruan is going at it. Ruan, I would think from his point of view, you should, as much as you would want to win the race, I think playing the safe game would be the way to go. So kind of just sitting there, unless Ulrich the Hammer starts putting pressure on him, or if Farmer gets past, then he'll need to start getting a move on to try and get past Kalen. But at this moment in time, I would just sit there nice and pretty, because it keeps you nice and safe. Gary is busy pulling away from the boys behind. He is going to be on a charge to chase down the Lambo and the Ferrari ahead of him. Johnny doing quite well there for himself, sitting pretty in P6. I do see that Terence is not racing tonight, which is quite strange, because normally the three brothers are all here racing. So Terence is out probably having a few drinks on his own. And then you've got Sheldon, who is trying to get closer to Johnny so that he can try and use some of that brute force power from that Mustang to get past that Aston with its skimpy little motor when it's compared to that big beast behind him. Gav, he's just trying to keep it on track and keep it out of harm's way, that he can stay on track and just have a good race. Cameron is going to try and chase down Gav here and try and catch up to him. So I see Roosevelt. Oh, as we watch him, he decides no, he's not making that corner. He's going to take the track cut. Goes across the middle of the circuit there. Takes the escape road. Avar is definitely struggling with this McLaren. I don't know if he was expecting dry weather, but it's been wet. Then you've got Lucas right at the back here in P13. Van der Venter coming through in 14th. And then you've got Varanos, who somehow did a pit stop, but it didn't count. So something he did not do right. Unless he started on wets, something we will have to keep. Started on dries and then change to wets. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. He is absolutely struggling with that Mustang. Back to the front, Kalen is definitely having the Aston advantage here over the 296. Ruan runs it in deep and locks up quite a bit there. Farmer is finally past De Jager, so the hammer did not come down on Farmer today. So now Ulrich needs to chase down this Ferrari and get his podium back. Gary, last lap was a 59.5, which is about a second off of the boys ahead of him, but he is pulling away from the guys behind him. So again, Johnny and Sheldon is having a nice little battle here, but Johnny seems to be using that Aston advantage that it has in the rain over the Mustang that, as we know, these American muscle cars are not known for having proper wet, drivability. Wayne is having a nice little battle here with Gav. Gav is probably starting to have a look and see where is he able to get past. Rosenfeld seems to be catching up to Thompson ahead of him. So Thompson made a mistake because his last lap was a 2:03 and Ross was on a 2:02. So that's not too bad. Are still struggling here a little bit in P12. Hubert keeping it on circuit, which is the good thing. And then Van de Venter, who is just trying to get to grips with that Aston. And then Veranos, after he did his stop, he's obviously out of sync with everyone else. Kalen has pulled almost 2 seconds out of Ruan. Ruan is feeling the pressure from Farmer. Now is when things are going to start getting tricky here. Farmer is within half a second of Ruan. So things are about to get spicy. Have a look here to see who's doing what. Come on, Ulrich. Get it closer. Ooh, Harry's last lap, 1:57.6. That does look like that might be the fastest lap of the race. Nope, that goes to Kalen Mawa. What lap time did Kalen do? 57.1. Holy smokes. That is quite significantly faster than the boys behind him. No wonder he is busy pulling out a gap of over 2 seconds on the boys ahead of him. Ruan and Farmer is still needing to try and get in that within half a second. Ulrich is trying to go with the boys, but he does seem like he's not having the pace all the way there to run with them. Harry, he's like a steam train. Well, once you get that Bentley going, stopping it does not really happen. So the faster he goes, the more momentum that Bentley builds, and the quicker it just goes. Johnny is on his own. He has broken the back from Sheldon. Sheldon seems to be made a mistake because now he has the other Ferrari in Wayne that is now behind him, looking to capitalize off of some mistakes from the Mustang. As he runs it wide into turn 1, Wayne says thank you very much, and Wayne almost chucks it down the road and gives the position straight back to Sheldon, but he barely keeps it together and keeps it on track. Gav is having a bit of a lonesome drive. He now needs to either go a little bit quicker or, sadly, go a little bit slower if he's planning on having a good fight. Rosenfeld also needs to pick up the pace a little bit if he wants to be having a battle. Avar Oak is below the 2 minutes. He's just going around seeing who's going to make a mistake so that he can capitalize. Hubert still recovering from that spin earlier on, and same with Van de Venter and Veranos. Back in the front, and oh no, Ruan made a mistake. Ruan has dropped all the way to P4. Hold on, we gotta go see what happened. We will just jump in, get to Ruan. I need to really go and see how do you... Oh, there we go. What did Ruan do? Going into turn 1, treacherous turn 1 with the treacherous conditions, and that 296 just basically refused. It rejected Ruan from taking turn 1. How will it go this time round into turn 1? Does it turn? This time it goes into turn 1. So with 58 minutes to go, as things stand, Farmer has made a mistake too. Farmer has dropped to P6. Oh my word. Ulrich the Hammer is keeping his cool. What has happened to Farmer? These boys are keeping me so busy. We are unable to keep up with what is going on. Farmer here in P2. Does he suffer the same fate into treacherous turn 1? Huh? Let's see. Whoa, here we go. Farmer goes through. He runs it wide. He puts the rear on, and whoops, your daisy. So, Musa will know all about that. Farmer does a nice little 180 there into another 180, keeps it out of the wall, and is recovering back onto track. All right, we are back with the live racing, and basically they have handed Kalen Mawa a massive 7-second lead to Ulrich de Jager. Now, Ulrich must be smiling because Mr. Hammer, he is ahead of both his teammates, and all he really has done, he has kept it on track, which I guess in the greater scheme of things is the best strategy to have at hand. Not putting it in the wall, not doing donuts, and not visiting the grass. Ruan back into P3, but he has got 3.5 seconds to make up if he is planning to catch up to Ulrich. Johnny just keeping it on track. Johnny is in P4, so Johnny is just like, this is where I want to be. Farmer obviously right behind Ferreira. He is needing to try and make up ground, because if he is wanting to win this championship, he needs to seriously get closer to Ruan, because he will need to finish ahead of Ruan. How's it, Brandon? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the GSRT boys, it is quite something to witness, and woo, I heard that car slow down excessively. So look at that, we have got a Ferrara sandwich. Poor Farmer in the middle of Johnny and Wayne. He must be feeling that Ferrara pressure. Thank goodness Terence is not here to be able to take out the pit board and cost him a stop go 30 at the time when he needs to do his pit stop. Sheldon keeping things together reasonably good as he's sitting in P7. I mean, not too shabby. Harry somehow, again, Harry did a 2:15, so Harry has dropped back because Harry went farming. Gav sitting in P9, taking it easy. Avar P10. Cameron's still trying to catch up to Avar. He has got about 30 seconds, so that's quite a big ask. Hubert just keeping it easy, keeping it on track, and then Varonos, after he did or may not have done his pit stop, Van de Venter is just circulating, and seems we have lost someone already. So we've got Mauer, De Jager, Heineke, Ferreira, Farmer, Ferreira, and Sale. Oh, and Van de Venter is in the pits. What will he be doing? Is he doing his one stopper? Oh, he is jumped the pits somehow. That looked like he went RTG. No, it's up. Still up. Wayne sitting pretty in P6. Harry chasing down a Gullas. Avar busy catching up to Gav. Thompson made a mistake because he's fallen behind Avar now. And then Hubert in P12 with Ronos in P13. Kalen having a almost 10-second gap over Ulrich the Hammer. I mean, he's just driving away from these oaks. Ulrich busy losing ground to his teammate behind him. He's only just about 1 second ahead of Ruan. So Ruan is coming with a serious plan here to try and catch up, to take back that P2 and put some more distance between himself and Farmer. Then we've got Johnny in P4, who is having a nice little ding-dong here with Farmer. Farmer just about puts that splitter inside the rear boot of that Aston. How's it, Keegan? Welcome to the stream, my man. Let's see if Jason will be making a move somewhere along the lines here on Johnny, or is Johnny doing some great defending? I see Fenter is still in the pits, so I don't know if he has decided to retire the car or if he's made a mistake and is repairing something while he is in the pits. Letting bugs fly over me. That is not fun. So things are a little bit stale at the moment because we're waiting to see who is going to make some action. Farmer's going for the inside. Oh boy. And Johnny cuts off his nose. Nice move there, Johnny. Absolutely fantastic to see. For Jason, he was... Johnny again takes a little bit extra on the inside. That has compromised his exit. That is going to give Farmer... No, it's not going to give him the advantage he needed. Farmer's lining him up. He's got the inside. Can he hold it together? Johnny's trying on the outside, but backs out of that and falls in line with Jason. Now to see, Jason has got 9 seconds that he will need to make up to Ruan. What will he do? Do you see we've got the two Ferraras close together. Let's not forget what happened to them last week when one of the Ferraras took out one of the other Ferraras, and there was a family feud going on in the background. Let's see if that will be happening again. Harry on his recovery drive. He is now 8 seconds behind Wayne to try and catch up and take some positions there. Sheldon, having just staying out of trouble, having a bit of a cruise here, keeping it on the black stuff, that is the important part. What did Mr. VDV do? What did he break? Did he have to run for the loo? Or did he run for a new steering wheel? Or did he forget that the CNC machine was busy cutting some wood and he went to go put it on poles? What is the story there, Brandon? Tell us. Or the Toki stopped for a beer. He saw the bub and he stopped for a beer. Avara's passed Gav. I think Gav will need to change cars because Gav definitely does not seem like he is too happy with that McLaren at this stage. Cameron, he looks like he's been in the wars with that Porsche. The front is scuffed, the rear is scuffed, the wing looks a bit second hand. That Porsche is definitely no longer looking the way it's supposed to be looking. VDV is back out on track, so he has replenished. He forgot to load the setup. Oh no, that is not good. Oh jeez. So we'll get VDV to do us a shot of whiskey because he don't drink tequila, but that is a shot worthy error that he has made. And then he puts on his hazards. That is just too funny. Then he's got Hubert behind him, and then through comes Veranos, but Kalen is absolutely flying. No one is touching his times at the moment. Hello Terence, tell us, why are you not racing? Why are your brothers racing and you are here in the chat box speaking to the rest of us? Yeah, Wayne was fighting for P4 and P3 at one stage, so Wayne is on fire. Explain to us, Terence, how is your brothers racing, but you are not racing? Do you guys not stay in the same area that you have the same load shedding schedule? Harry doing a 58.7, so Harry is struggling with that Bentley. Ulrich the Hammer is 10 seconds behind Caleb and 3 seconds ahead of Ruan. What kind of lap times are they running in conjunction with each other? So at the moment, Ruan is half a second slower than Diacha. So Diacha is doing just what is needed to stay ahead of these guys. Okay, back with the action, and Ruan is 3 seconds away from Diacha. Is he able to get, so Ulrich last lap 58.5, Ruan's last lap 58.9, so Ruan is not making inroads into Diacha at the moment. So Mr. Ulrich the Hammer is putting the hammer down and driving away from his teammate, who, in all fairness, doesn't need the second place. He just needs to finish ahead of his championship rival, who is currently in P4 and is being challenged by Wayne in his Aston. Once again, let's go Wayne. Wayne's doing a 57.8. I mean, that is almost a second quicker than Jason Farmer. Ooh boy, this Aston in the rain at Snetterton is absolutely freaking brilliant. Come on, Wayne. Give us what we're looking for. Hello, Mr. Sheep. Welcome to the stream. Terence says, unfortunately, he does not live in the same area and does not have load shedding. Harry has no... Well, Harry. So Harry needs to meet Harry. So we're going to have Harry the Sheep van Vierven. Is it van Vierven? And then we have Harry. Then we've got Harry van Sale. And we got Wayne Ferreira. So, yeah. Let's go, Sheepy. There's another Harry. Yeah, boy, Harry. There's two Harrys here in this situation. Toki setup is 10 seconds a lap faster. Oh, shit. That is a problem. I'm such a good coach. Listen to Terence. So, while we are waiting for a bit of action to take place here on track, well, Wayne is getting his thoughts together to take the challenge to Mr. Farmer here. I do see Cameron Thompson is currently in the pit. So let's get back to one of the things why we are here. So again, remember, as part of taking part in the LNR IC Veins and Fired Up Spirit Championship, you will be going into a draw to be one of the lucky guys to win a brake modification from our absolutely awesome sponsors over at simulatorcave.com, whereby they are giving away a brake modification so that you can simulate the ABS under your feet. Now, they have come through and said, well, even if you have a fanny wheel or a fanny pedal, or you have a Thrustmaster pedal, or you have a G29, I think a G29, I hope it works on a G29, but basically they have got the modification plates just about for any and all of the load cell pedals. I think load cell. I would absolutely love to have this prize, man. It would work absolutely fantastic on my Cespies, and then I will be doing quite well. Terence says, did the load shedding hamper my chance of winning? No, Terence, I did not do the load shedding hamper. You are not winning that because you ain't got no generation power. Alright, let's get back to the action. So let's see where things are standing at the moment. So we have got Kalen in P1 that is already lapping some of the guys. He is busy lapping Veranos. My word, Kalen's down into the 56s. This oak is going down like mad. Someone gave this oak a smack in the face, got him all wound up, and he is taking it out on the poor oaks in this race today. Then we've got Veranos that has visited the pits. It's not registering, but he's visited the pits, sitting in P12. Then you've got Ulrich the Hammer that really needs to start putting down the hammer again, because his teammate Ruan Heineke is busy catching up to him. His last lap was a 58.7 and Ruan's last lap was a 58.2, so Ruan taking half a second out of Diach there, and is only 1.4 seconds behind him. Then you've got Jason Farmer, who is the other championship contender, who has Wayne Ferreira for company, and Wayne is taking absolutely all the advantage that he can from this Aston to be able to challenge these 296s that normally just runs away from us. Someone has to be the funny guy, Terence. If it's not me, it's certainly going to be you. So then we've got in 6 we've got Johnny, which is quite cool for Johnny. I'm quite happy and excited to see Johnny there in P6. Let's see if he will be able to bring that home, because he is being haunted and hunted down by Gerry van Sail in his freaking boat that is running on floaties here today. Gav is keeping it together and just surviving in that McLaren of his, and to see that the McLaren does not spit him out and have him for breakfast. Sheldon there sitting pretty in P9. He's kind of just, he is steady as we go at the moment. Then Avar is just, he's doing the Avar thing, which is just consistently doing laps. Then you got Mr. VDV that now has the right setup and is almost 10 seconds a lap quicker than what he was. Damn. Then you've got Cameron Thompson, who was in the pits, but whose pit stop also did not register. What is going on? Something is amiss. Something is absolutely amiss here. So we will just monitor it and see how this goes, because if the guys are pitting and the pit stops are not registering, we will have to manually keep an eye on who is pitting and who has pitted and who has not pitted, because that is either a bug or whoever set up the server screwed it up. So most probably it's a Paul problem, which will not surprise me or anyone in the race. Back to the front, you have got Kaylan Mawa running away with this, like 17 seconds ahead. Then you've got Lucas Hubert that is in P11 being lapped, and then you've got Veronos P12, so he needs to just go a bit quicker and he would be able to fight with Hubert. Ulrich and Ruan are only 1 second apart, so we will have to see if team orders come into effect when the boys are close enough. See what the boys are doing. Terence says apparently someone's being funny. No one's being funny, Terence. This is a serious stream with serious commentating and serious races. These guys don't take anything for granted. Neither does the commentator. So let's check, who are we rooting for? Do we want Jason Farmer to be winning the race, or are we looking for Ruan Heineke to win it? I mean the championship, not the race. Ideally, Ruan would like to probably win the race as well, but I think Kaylan, if bars any mistakes, currently is having a commanding lead and absolutely just commanding this race at this moment in time. Nothing about me. You ain't wrong. You are not wrong, Terence. You naughty, naughty boy. Terence coming with his fire here. So Ruan sitting pretty in P3, but still 2 seconds between him and Diache. So Diache seems to have picked up the pace again, and Ruan seems to be dropping off of the pace again. Farmer sitting pretty in P4, and Wayne is basically keeping him company. So any tiny mistake from Farmer and Wayne will be able to pounce on him. The time I am interested in watching is that P6 from Harry with that 16.6 gap to Wayne Ferreira. So let's see what that does. So Agulhas is in the pits. Let's see what he does. Let me just check. I have a little minion here that is not happy. Give me a second here. Okay, short time break is done. Seems like Wayne has made a mistake and he has now dropped 4 seconds behind Farmer. So take it Wayne has made a mistake. Let's see, Ruan is now behind. He is busy lapping Agulhas, but he is 2.5 seconds behind Ulrich. So he is just not making any inroads. So Ulrich the Hammer listened to when we said to him to lay down the hammer and just drive away from his teammate, and that is what he is doing. I'm hearing cars spinning. What is going on here? Ruan is going through. He has got Sheldon behind him, and then he has got Hubert just behind him. So they seem to have swapped positions. So Agulhas here in P11, and then Lucas in P12. You see, Avar is also in the pits. I see what the issue is. Guys have been pitting, and I'm seeing that the pit window was the screw up. Ah! Oh boy, how did we do that? Yeah, the pit window is not spoken because pit window is only open for like a minute. This is fantastic. Oh, and the window is now closed. Oh, I did not see that. Agulhas has hit the wall. So some of the boys made it in, some of the boys did not. Man, oh man, how did we not see that there's a pit window? I hate when things happen like this. It drives me crazy because it screws with everyone's race. So Gerry's in the pits, Lucas is in the pits, Agulhas is in the pits. Gap speed taking a stroll through turn 1 again on the grass. Farmer is now P5, who has successfully done a pit stop. Ulrich is in P4, and Ruan somehow jumped Ulrich by 1.2 seconds. Thompson is P12, and then Kalen is now P2, 10 seconds behind Wayne. This is getting interesting and very weird, all in the same go. So Kalen is 10 seconds ahead of Ruan, and Ruan is 2.2 seconds ahead of De Jager. Farm is sitting in P5, with Wayne obviously needing to pit. That will demote Wayne, and Farmer will probably then move up to P4. Johnny sitting in P6, Gav P7, Abar P8, Varanos P9, Hubert P10, Agulhas 11, Thompson 12, and VDV in 13th. I do see that Harry has left, and I sadly do not blame Harry for leaving, as someone screwed the pit window. I'm going to have to manually sort out the results. Terrence, basically what will happen is that obviously those who pits outside of the 60-second pit window will receive a penalty, which we will have to remove at the end of the race. And then do the results from there. But we will then just have to check and make sure that every single car has done a pit stop. So we can confirm VDV has done a pit stop. Johnny, Ferreira and Gav still need to do a stop. Veronos has done a stop already. Terence, you need to tell Johnny to not turn 2 so sharp that he's bouncing over the curves. That is absolutely costing him quite a bit of time. Well, never a dull moment in a LNR race, that is for damn sure, boys. Lucas sitting in P10, needing to chase down Baronos. Agulhas sitting in P11 after he repaired the damage and is running off track. I wonder if Agulhas is not on slicks. Sheldon, are you on slicks? If Sheldon goes back into the pits, then Sheldon is on slicks. Let's see how Sheldon goes through the corner here. Sheldon does look like he is reasonably alright. Let's go, Veronos. Keep it on track. Don't give up. Wayne must be enjoying it. He is currently sitting in P1. I mean, let's go, Wayne. I know he's a little bit out of sync on the pit stops, but I mean, why not? Okay, someone else has just left the race, because we are now down to 13 cars. Who has left? So we've got Mawa, Heineke, De Jager, Farmer, Ferreira, Gav, Avar, Veronos, Hubert, Agulhas, Thompson, Van Deventer, Van Deventer. Mawa is just sitting pretty there in P2. He's not really worried about Wayne ahead of him, because Wayne needs to still pit. Ruan is 10 seconds behind Mawa, so he's keeping the gap reasonably honest at the moment. You've got Thompson here in P12. Sheldon back in the pit, so I think he was on slicks then, so he's now hopefully putting on some wets. Ulrich seems to be 12 seconds behind Ruan. That is absolutely terrible. And then you got Farmer in P5, which is 10 seconds behind Ulrich. Then you got Johnny, that is P6, who is just keeping on racing, and then he's got Gav, which is 4 seconds behind him at this moment in time. Then you've got Hubert, who obviously has done a pit stop in P10. Then you've got Thompson, that is P12, P11, and then you got Johan BDB in P12. Johnny did Johnny do a pit stop? No. Johnny did a pit stop? Wayne needs to do a stop. No, he is in a Mustang. Veronos in P9 is in a Mustang. Agulhas is gone. We lost Agulhas. That's who's left. Man. That's all right. We will work on that. We will get it sorted. But yeah, you are right. Agulhas has left, as we are now down to 12 cars. Okay, so Johnny in P6 has done a pit stop. Very interesting. Wayne sitting pretty in P1. Wayne's going to enjoy this coverage that he's getting while he's driving in P1. Don't know how long he's planning on driving in P1, but he is in P1. P2 is catching up to him though. P2 is only 8.8 seconds behind, so P2 is taking quite a bit of time out of him. Verona's still going strong there in P9. Then you've got Mawa in P8 and P2 doing a 2:04. That seems to be quite quick. Then you've got Ruan doing the exact same time. That is so close. 2:04.90, and Ruan does a 2:04.85. Like, how close do you want it to be? Yeah, Terence, absolutely. I think if Wayne can, he should stay out until like the last 2 minutes, then pit, take 1 liter, and get to the finish line. Yeah, exactly. He might just be able to jump someone if he does that. Or what he needs to do is what he should do is when Kalen gets to him, because Kalen is so much quicker, don't fight him. Just let Kalen through. But if we have a look, Kalen's time 2:03. What was Verona's keep it on track, my boy. You see, Ferreira's doing 59s. So depending on how much fuel Ferreira's got on board, Ferreira is currently quicker than Mawa. Ruan is also taking time out of Ulrich the Hammer and is just slowly drifting away from him, and Ulrich goes straight on, kind of saves it, loses a bit of time, gets it back on track, and away he goes. Farmer will be smiling for that, of course. Farmer's overtaking, who is that, Mr. Thompson. So Farmer's gone through on Thompson. He needs to now try and get into some grooves and get racing so that he can get closer to Ulrich the Hammer to at least take away P4. I see Charlotte has posted in the general chat here that it's just like it's way too loose for him. So I have asked him, did he take slicks instead of wets, so that we can know what he has done. We're back with the racing. So Wayne still sitting pretty P1, Jason in P5, Johnny having a nice drive there in P6 at the moment, with Gav in P7 and Lucas in P10, then VDV in P12, Avar P8, and then we're with Wayne here in his Player 1 Racing Aston, and this oak is just absolutely enjoying his driving Miss Daisy situation and just keeping it together, because Mawa is not taking time out of him, so he's kind of staying 10 seconds ahead. Making mistakes like that, running wide, that's going to cost you. That one might not have cost him too much because of the way the corner is taken. This is all like wait and see if someone is going to make a mistake, if someone will choose to be quicker. He chose the Mustang, it's horrible in the wet. Yep, we did say, Terence, we did say in the beginning of the stream that whoever's driving the Mustang in the wet, we will soon find out how great or how horrible it is. just taking a breather here because we're waiting for some action to arrive. As we say that, and Varonos provides us with some great shots there, coming sideways over the grass onto the track again, and away he goes. Ruan busy chasing down Varonos to lap him again. Varonos in that Mustang definitely seems like he is struggling with this wet weather. Okay, so Sheldon says apparently his old wheel and pedals don't like wet weather, so he was getting frustrated and decided to park it before he kills himself or someone else. It's good to know, Sheldon. That is good to know. So apparently in 10 minutes we're going to have no rain for about 20 minutes. That should be interesting. Terence, for MSA, they will not be grading. For the Nationals, they will be grading. We'll have to, but that is only later in the year. That's the GT3 Championship. For the Porsche Cup, they will not be grading. There's one server, and there will be 40 slots to go racing. So we're crowning one champion for the Porsche Cup. It will not be a Pro and a Pro-Am. There will be Pro and Pro-Am for the GT3 Nationals that will take part late in the year. And then a little birdie has whispered in my ear that there will be another epic event on the 8th and 9th of March. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correctly. On the 8th and 9th of March, there will be another Africa Cup. This time round, it will be called a festival because they will be racing on ACC via console. So that will be across platform, Xbox 360 and PlayStation. There will be ACC on PC, whereby we will have a Pro and a Pro-Am event. So there will be two events of 60 minutes. There will be there's an M2 Cup that will be taking place on iRacing for those oaks that have got the big bucks. Then of course there will be a rally event. Not really sure how that will work, but there will be a rally event as well. And then a new type of racing that will be entering the fray will be a MotoGP event that will take place as well. So all of those details will probably start trickling and being released this week to everyone. The nice thing that most of you will like to know is what will be required. So there will be a requirement of course, you need to have an MSA license, or if you do not have a MSA esports license, you will have the option to be able to purchase a one-day MSA license at 50 Rand, so that you can then take part in the MSA Africa Cup Festival. The big thing with that is that MSA holds the tickets for the drivers that they will be sending to the FIA games. However, the FIA has not confirmed whether the FIA games will be taking part this year. So they have said that once they have a concrete information from the FIA, they will let us know. So they will be looking at, if the game is on ACC like it was last year, then the winner of the Africa Cup ACC Pro side will in most likeliness receive the, as we put it in brackets, the ticket to go and represent South Africa at the FIA games. However, how you get to the FIA games that cost might be on you as a driver, but the opportunity will be there. So we cannot wait for these details to be released. It is going to be super cool, super exciting. We will release how awesome the trophies will be looking, because it is like last year when we had the Africa Cup for the ACC PC guys. It was quite something to experience. So we will be enjoying a whole festival of motor racing over 2 days. So if you have got the time and the energy and you've got the consoles, you can start off with, you can have some ACC on console, you can then have MotoGP, you are then can move over to PC where you can have karting. There will be a kart race if I'm not mistaken. There will then be obviously ACC and then the M2s, I think it's M2s on iRacing. So it is going to be something quite cool for everyone to experience. So you can race. Whoop, Ruan taking the shortcut there, keeping an eye on what's going on track. So Ruan lost a bit of time, but he is still in P3 with Kalen in P2, and Wayne, who is now in the pits in, well, theoretically leading the race. So yeah, we will hopefully this week release all of the information to everyone. So as you saw, we released the Porsche Cup, which will be a club/cup event championship that will be under the Association of Motorsport South Africa, as we plan to have, as we say, a national race again next year for the Porsche Cup. But as per the MSA rules, we need to have a club/cup championship first for 2025. So that is the first one that will be kicking off on the 16th of March at Laguna Seca. Make sure to have your MSA license and get your entries in. As we see, Johnny did his pit stop. Well, not Johnny, Wayne did his pit stop. He has dropped to P3. So he has jumped Ulrich the Jager. He has jumped a whole lot of them. So he's got quite a gap over Ulrich, because Ulrich at the moment is coming onto the little back straighty thingy before the weird left-hander, and Wayne is already going through there. So according to the timing, let's just check it. There is a 8 to 9 second gap between Ulrich and Wayne. So Wayne has done himself a solid by pitting only now with 15 minutes to go in the race. Veronas is still going, and this boy is in P9. Ruan's sitting pretty in P2, 16 seconds behind Kalen Mawa. Kalen sitting in P1. I mean, let's be honest, without commentator's curse, if Kalen keeps this on track, keeps it tight, keeps it clean, doesn't put any scratches on that Aston, I would believe that he might probably pull this one out the bag. And let's see, where does Kalen sit in the points? So Kalen, let's see, where is Mr. Mawa? Kalen is sitting quite a ways down. He's on 77. He is sitting in 21. So 21st place for Kalen. So he will take a nice little jump up the grid with his, if he can pull this win off from his end. So Ruan's sitting pretty in P2. Then you've got Veronas P9. Wayne in P3, 9 seconds ahead of Ulrich the Hammer, that again will need to put the hammer down if he plans to challenge for that podium spot. Jason sitting in P5, and sadly it does look like he will not take the championship because of the difference between where he and Ruan is sitting at the moment. Johnny keeping it nice together, sitting pretty in P6. Thompson is in P11. Gav, who has decided to take one of the bollards for a sneaky quickie down the corner there, and he jumps into the pits. So he went on a quick date there with one of those bollards and has decided that he no longer wants the date and left the bollard behind and returned to pit lane, where he's going to hide away in disgust because of the short date that he had there with that bollard. Abar sitting in P8, and then we got Lucas sitting in P10. Then we got VDV in 12, and obviously Thompson is in 11th. Gav is going again after he's done his pit stop. Now we just wait and see how things go. Hello, Brandon. How are you doing? Tell me, Brandon, are you ready for racing this week at Race Face? Have you seen that there is a MSA championship for Porsche Cup that was released today via the LNR Discord channel? Have you signed up, ready to run out of fuel? Oh my soul. Brandon, please send me your fuel usage so I can calculate your fuel. Because clearly you need to fire your crew chief. Oh jeez, yes. I'm glad you saw the Porsche Cup. I think it is going to be quite interesting and quite different for us to have one of those championships again. We haven't had one of those in quite some time, and the mere fact that it is a Porsche Cup championship that is sanctioned by Motorsport South Africa will be quite nice. We obviously will look to do a interesting, cool-ish kind of custom-made trophy for the winner, the champion of that championship. Of course, being in the Porsche Cup Championship, doing 4 out of the 5 rounds, having the simulatorcave.com logos on 2 spots on your car, you will then qualify to go into the draw for that freaking awesome Apex Racing rig, which is valued at 16,000 Rand. It is not currently in the MSA Discord, Brandon. It is currently in the LNR Discord under the PC side. You will just see that it is there. I will tag you. I will also get it posted later tonight in the MSA Discord, so that those who are there are able to see it and can enter. Because I mean, who does not want to race and stand a chance to win a freaking rig of 16,000 Rand? I mean, I could do with a nice new rig. Let's get back to the racing as we've got 9 minutes to go. We have got Kalen sitting in P1. I mean, this oak literally has just been freaking fire. Let's get to Kalen. There we go. Kalen has just been freaking fire since the lights went green. The oak passed Ruan and literally just said sweet, putting turbo mode active, and has been driving away from everyone throughout this race. So Kalen sitting in P1. Then we've got Lucas Hubert sitting in P10. Then Gav, after he's just done his pit stop, is in P8. Then Ruan coming through in P2. And quite a ways behind, 18 seconds behind Kalen at this moment in time. Wayne, who is sitting in P3, I mean, that is going to be a shot to be taken there for that oak if he pulls this off and grabs a podium. Here I am waffling about, and I pressed the freaking mute button. Terence, who has a PVC rig? Definitely not me. I have not had one for more than a year now. Okay, Brandon, awesome. Here we go. Let me just find it here again. Okay, back to the racing. 7 minutes to go. We have got Kalen in P1. And followed by Ruan, followed by Wayne. Wayne is still 11 seconds ahead of Ulrich, who seems to be... I just want to get here because these boys look like they might be close together. So Farmer somehow has caught up to Ulrich and is only half a second behind him. This could get interesting. Let's see, will Ulrich play the team game and allow Farmer to pass him? Not that it is going to make a difference, I think, in the great scheme of things, because Ruan will probably lock up the championship. Come on, Ulrich, lay down the hammer, be the law, and just keep this oak out. I want to see Ulrich the hammer. Ooh, someone spinning in the background. Who was spinning in the background? Lucas, you bad, was spinning in the background. Okay, so Lucas was spinning. Back to Jason to see what he does, if he will be able to get past Ulrich the hammer. Let's see, Ulrich is pulling away. He's a second ahead now. This must be so frustrating for poor Jason Farmer. Founded and signed up. Sweet, Brandon. Great to know. Terence will organize a shot if Wayne finishes in P3. Ooh. Terence, you've got a PVC rig. Ah, I see. Yes, so that would be quite an upgrade to go from your PVC to a 16,000 Rand Apex rig. Man, that thing looks so sweet. So sweet. So yeah, we will make sure that everyone has got all the required information to put down what is needed for them to qualify, so that we can do the draw for the race. Just want to see it. Why has my stream decided to get stuck? Oh, there it goes again. Oh no. Johnny's in the pits again. Why is Johnny in the pits? Johnny was in the pits. Johnny is not in the pits anymore. I'm not seeing Johnny. Johnny was in the pits. Did Johnny not put enough fuel in because he's got 4 minutes left to go? Jason is lining up Ulrich the hammer here to get past him. Ooh, he's having a look. That would be, I was going to say, that would be optimistic if he went full dive there. That would have been worse than licking it and sending it all in one go. Looks like Ogulas, no, Sheldon is not racing. That looks like Veronos, and Gav is also having a battle. So we've got two battles that is about to catch up to each other. This is going to be problematic because Veronos is half a second behind Gav. Gav has been all on his lonesome. That freaking Mustang looks like it needs a pressure wash. It looks like it's got more gravel on it than it has paint. What is happening behind? We got Farmer that is 0.3 behind. Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Things are getting spicy. Gav ran wide. Veronos ran wide. Veronos needs to sadly get out of the way because he is being lapped. Someone's going to cry. He is letting through the boys. That is absolutely fantastic sportsmanship there. Farmer sees the gap. He's going to go. I almost thought Farmer was going to just stick it in and give him the good old hose pipe. Now whoop, Gav gets out the way. I think that was slightly forced a bit, and there. Look at Veronos taking advantage of Gav being so nice to everyone, and he grabs P8. Gav must be kicking his own freaking back end. Keeping an eye on Mawa sitting in P1, Ruan still in P2, Wayne P3. And then Farmer right up. Whoa, Veronos, keep it on track. Keep it. You just took P8, my man. Keep it on track. Will Farmer be able to pull a move here? Ulrich the Hammer using all the track and more to get past everyone. Let's jump back to P1. Let's get Kalen here so we will enjoy probably the next lap and a little bit with the race leader who basically dominated this race from start to close to the finish. Let's not put the curse on him so he can bring it home. Okay, Kalen is on his final lap. Come on, Kalen, keep it together, bring it home. I'm so nervous for Kalen. Nice to see that VDV is still on track, still giving it all he has to give, sitting in P12 at the moment. Kalen coming through the back end of the circuit for the final time. He must be so nervous to make sure he hits the braking points, doesn't run wide, keeps it on track. Heading into that. Whoa, Kalen, don't run off track now. Don't do it. Stephen giving me a call while I'm still streaming. Kalen coming home, taking the win, well deserved after the freaking ride of his life. VDV brings it home, finishes P12. Avar is bringing home P6, which is fantastic to see. With Johnny Ferreira behind him, we will be ignoring these penalties as everyone has pitted. Ruan coming home P2 and I would believe has secured the championship and is our IC Veins champion. He definitely had some fire in those veins and ice in his heart. Cameron bringing it home in P11. Jason Farmer gets the position, brings it home in P3. With Ulrich the Jager, P4, and Veronos grabbing that P8, which was fantastic to see. Wayne coming through in P5. What happened to Wayne? Did Wayne spin on the final lap, or did Wayne run out of fuel? Wayne looks like he's out of fuel. That is it. Everyone is through and done. Sad for Wayne. We will just double check, but yeah, P5 for Wayne. We will save the replay. So thanks to everyone for watching the stream. It was absolutely fantastic to have all of you here. Freaking chop. No Ferraras on the podium, unfortunately. Well done to everyone. Thank you guys, and see you all tomorrow night